group's story is becoming less plausible by the minute.
So did you count them?
No.
So who counted them?
Well, not sure.
All of a sudden you say you've been there 2 days.
I think there's 300 here.
So now you're saying it's 300.
Things aren't looking good for the 3 fishermen.
How are you, gentlemen? Fisheries. You've been out there having a bit of a dredge, have you?
Yes, get the couple there.
That's the way. So what'd you end up with?
About 50 each there. Yeah.
About 50 each?
Yeah, close to that. Yeah.
Been all right? Yeah, good. Actually, you want to pull them up for us? We'll have a wee look, eh?
Yeah, no worries.
So you who's been counting them?
Oh, yes. They all had a go.
You all had a go?
Oh,
You need 3 here to count them?
Yeah.
So what do you got for your sizing?
Oh, this is use their micrometer.
So you've only been going by eye, you haven't actually been going size them?
Yeah.
Hope it's good, hope it's working.
Measuring by eye, or iometer as the men are calling it, is a risky business. The slightest miscalculation can be very costly.
Let's have a wee look, eh? 6, 7, 8. Your iometer's working bloody well so far. So that's 50. I'll put those in this one here. That's 1 feed. Right.
But there's a problem. As the count continues, it's obvious these chaps are well over their daily limit, and the tails begin to surface.
16.
So we're up for 2 days, aren't we?
Yeah, yesterday's catch is there too.
40.
I think there's 300 here.
So now you're saying it's 300? Yeah, no, all of a sudden you say you've been there 2 days.
Spot it the island we stay on.
Yeah, anyway, let's just count these out first, all right?
Even if these men have been out for 2 days, yesterday's catch should be bagged and tagged.
Right, it's 311 oysters. And 1 scallop, which is out of season.
If there's only one.
It doesn't matter. Basically, you've got 311 oysters and a scallop, and you're actually only entitled to 50, 50, 50.
But we've just finished trawling. We haven't had time to sort through anything, really. We've been working hard to just get this done.
So what are you telling me?
Well, the count might have been accurate because we haven't really had time to do it.
We're going back.
You told me that all 3 of you already counted. You told me that all 3 of you counted when I hopped on the boat. Well, no, hang on a minute. No, you didn't say rough count at all. You said each one of you 3 counted
We're all here together.
these oysters.
And we're
No. I asked who counted, and you said all 3 of us. They should only have 1 day's entitlement. They've had 2 days entitlement with them, with no way to actually prove otherwise, and the burdens of proving that is actually on them.
I can see where you're coming from because we can't prove to you that we stayed on the island.
Well, you possibly could. What about your families? Could they verify it?
Probably could.
Have you got family over on the island at the moment?
No, not on the island.
Whereabouts are your family?
At home.
We give them a call now. Say when did
No,
you leave?
they're not there. I'll tell you, they're there at the sports. Leave it with me. You guys have got to know, though.
Yeah, we do.
The group's story is becoming less plausible by the minute, and without the testimony of the sport-playing family, things aren't looking good for the 3 fishermen.
They're all treated like an offence at the moment, is it?
Yep.
On the face of it, isn't it?
Mike and his colleagues separate the men for formal interviews.
Pretty shit.
So did you count them?
No.
You didn't. So who counted them?
Well, not sure.
With the skipper remaining tight-lipped, Mike's attention turns to the other fishermen on the boat.
So you didn't take any part in the dredging?
No, just did the boat.
It seems someone's trying to avoid any of the blame.
He helped lift the dredge. So he did steer it, and you're saying he did lift the dredge, help lift the dredge.
It's only him that's saying he didn't.
Well, that's probably a bit of a conflict there for a starter, isn't it?
Is it really?
Well, doesn't that make sense? If he's saying he didn't, and you're saying he did, there's a bit of a conflict in there, isn't there?
Seeing that these men are willing to debate the issue all day, Mike decides it's time to move on.
Righty, gentlemen, what we're going to do is we're going to take 161 oysters, we're going to leave you with 150. That's your 50 each for today.
The men were each fined $500 for possessing more than twice the daily limit for dredge oysters. On the windswept coastline of Muriwai Beach, fishery officers are running an operation doing spot checks for illegal fish.
So you know all your sizes and limits and sweet. Champion.
The brothers appear to be experts of the law and pull out one chili bin full of fish. Now Chris has found another and the brothers aren't happy.
Mind removing that camera, please?
So whose fish is this lot?
Can you remove the camera, please?
I don't have to, it's not in place on my face.
Can you remove the camera, please?
So whose fish is that lot? Any more fish in the truck? Okay, I'm just going to have a look, okay?
With the size of their catch just doubled, Chris looks a little deeper.
I thought you said there was no more fish in the truck.
There's one more bin there.
They had one bin of fish and they said that's the only bin they had. I asked one of the gentlemen whether he had any more fish in the truck. He said no. Opened the rear door, there's another bin full of fish. Once that was brought out, once again we asked the question, is there any more fish in the vehicle? Which he replied, no, there wasn't. Opened the back door and there's another bin full of fish.
The final tally of snapper is well over the two brothers' entitlement, although according to them, they were doing the fish a favour.
Tuck them back in the water, they were going to die. So we picked them up and put them in a bin.
But you know the legal number of snapper you're allowed? Yes. Okay. I believe it's around 45 snapper at the moment, and two of them are only allowed 20. So at the moment, the honorary fishery officers are just going to take some statements. We're going to give them back their legal entitlement of fish that they were allowed, which is pretty generous because we can actually confiscate the whole lot.
The two men were each fined $500 for excess snapper. Frustrated at being lied to, it's on to the next inspection.
Were you netting, were you?
Yeah,
Do you know what size your mesh is?
it's a mullet net.
It's a mullet net.
A mullet net can only be used to catch certain types of fish, something the man appears to have no clue about, looking at the fish in his chili bin.
Because you got a snapper and you've been fishing with a net,
Yep.
and your mesh size is the incorrect mesh size for snapper, you see where a problem can occur?
But the man has a most unlikely excuse. He swapped mullet for gurnard and snapper.
Yeah, I gave them some mullet for bait.
Yeah.
And they gave me the gurnard and the snapper in return.
This story is getting fishier by the minute.
It's just some bloke down the beach. He's kite fishing.
And on a beach almost 50 kilometres long, a description like that isn't going to help his cause. And neither is his lack of knowledge when it comes to netting.
All right, well, we'll just have a measure, mate.
I'll tell you now, it's 60.
Okay, you know drag net's not allowed to be 60?
I had no idea.
With an offence hanging over him, suddenly the man isn't too sure about anything.
Well, I've never measured, so I don't
So okay, no, we'll measure it because I'd hate to give you a warning for an offence that is not an offence, okay?
Well, that's fair.
And it's certainly looking like a 60-metre net.
And with that, our man's lack of knowledge costs him his catch.
Taking these mullet back because the net wasn't up to standard.
And with regard to the fish involved in the swap, Chris gives the man the benefit of the doubt.